Assalamualaikum and hi, my lovely student. Okay, this is new chapter, chapter 2, Matrices, part 1. Okay, in this chapter, you will learn about matrices and the basic operation on matrices. So, our learning standard for this video represent information from real situations in the form of matrices. Okay, how to represent the information from real situation in the form of matrices? Okay, Kedai Elektrik Sinarjaya records the sale of 3 types of fans in a spreadsheet. The diagram below or the next slide shows the in-store and online sales on the fans for the month of March to May. How can this data be arranged? Okay, have a look at this data. This is the sale of the fan in March, April, and May. Okay, so how to write this in the form of matrices? The data of the month of March is represented in the form of table. It also can be represented in the form of matrix as shown below. So have a look at this table for the sales of the fans in March. So this data we can write in the form of metric. So the row here is in-store and online sales, and for the column is the number of the fan. For the types of fan, this is the stand fan, ceiling fan, and wall fan. So this is in the form of metric. Okay, a metric is a set of numbers arranged in row and columns to form a rectangular or a square array. So a metric is usually represented with capital letter and written in the bracket. So this is the two type of bracket. You can use both. Okay, for example 1, represent the following information in the form of matrices. So this is the table that shows the recommended daily calories intake for females by category. So we want to represent this in a form of matrix. So this is the answer. So only have one row. So this is for child, teenager, adult, and senior citizen. This is a row metric. A row metric has only one row. So this data also we can write in the form of column. Okay, so this is a column metric. A column metric has only one column. Okay, example B. The table below shows the medal collection of Malaysian contingent for 3 events in the 29th SEA Games. So this is the table. So these are square matrices. The square matrix has the same number of row and column. So square matrices is a square matrix that have the same number of row and columns. So actually this data you can write in 2 different types. Okay, have a look at this. This one 1351. Just follow this table. And this one 1351 we write in a column. Okay, next, for example C. In test 1, Samad scores 76 marks for Bahasa Melayu, 82 marks for mathematics, and 72 marks for history, while Hamid scores 80 marks for Bahasa Melayu, 88 marks for mathematics, and 70 marks for history. So, this is how you write this data in metric. So this is the rectangular matrices. A rectangular matrix has different number of rows and columns. Okay, this is your homework, self-practice 2.1a. There is only 3 questions here. You have to write all this in a form of matrices. So our learning standard for the second learning standard for this video, to determine the order of a matrix, hence identify certain elements in a matrix. Okay, have a look at this. How to determine the order of a matrix, hence identify certain element in a matrix. So order of a matrix can be determined by counting the number of rows followed by the number of columns of the matrix. For example, this matrix have 2 rows and 3 columns. So therefore, it is a matrix with order 2 by 3. Okay, it can be read as matrix 2 by 3. Okay, matrix with m rows and n columns has the order m by n, and it's read as matrix m by n. Remember this? To write the order of the matrix, you must the row first. We must write the row first by the number of column. Okay, every number in the matrix is known as an element of the matrix. For example, the element of the second row and the third column for the matrix, for this matrix is 4. This is the element for the second row and the third column. Capital letter is used to denote a matrix. For example, this is a matrix A. So we write in a capital letter, and the element of the second row and third column can be represented as A, 2, 3. 2 here means second row, 3 third column. Okay, for example, A for the second row and the third column is equals to 4. So this is the element of A, 2, 3. Okay, in general, element at the I row and J column in matrix A can be represented as A by J. So for this matrix A, this is A11, A12, and A1n. For the second row, A21, A22 until A2n. And for M row, this is M1, M2 until Mn. So have a look at this example. It is given that 3 matrices P, this is the matrix of P, Q, this is the matrix of Q, and R. Okay, determine the order of each matrix. Okay, I have said to you just now, to find the order of the matrix, to state the order, look at the row and the number of column. So for P, only 1 row and 3 column. So this is matrix 1 by 3. For Q, there is 2 row and 1 column. So this is the matrix of 2 by 1. For this matrix, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 rows and 4 columns. So this is matrix 4 by 4. Okay, so this is the answer for the order of each matrix. Okay, this one that I explained to you just now. So the element of the first row and column of matrix P, P1, 3, okay, 1, 3. So this is the element of 1, 3 for matrix P. For matrix Q, 2, 1. So this is the element of 2, 1, second row, first column. And for number 3, the third row and 4 columns. So the third row and 4 columns. So this is the element of R34. Alright, very simple one. So have a look at example 3. Given that matrix D, okay, this is the matrix D, determine the order of the matrix. So have a look at the number of row and the number of columns. So we know that this is the matrix of 3 by 2 and the element of D11, D21 and D32. So this is the answer. For D11, first row, first column. So this is first row, first column. The element of second row, first column, second row, first column. So the element is 0. For the element of third row, second column, third row, second column. So this is the element of D32. So this is your homework, self-practice 2.1b. There's only 4 questions here. Thank you and see you in the next video.